If you see one of these galvanized bottle caps at the Dollar Tree, be sure to pick it up. Along with the framed canvas and some lavender, we're going to make a really beautiful gift. I started by removing the canvas from the frame. So we're doing a reverse canvas technique. This is really fun because you can use the wood frame inside of the canvas to actually make a framed canvas. You're just going to take a nice sharp utility knife, cut all the way around the back, and then the canvas, which is wrapping around the frame, will come right off. So you'll want to just set aside that canvas for a little bit because we are going to use it. And what you're left with now is this lovely wood frame that you can paint or stain. I'm just using a brown wax to add a bit of brown tone to the frame. And so I painted that, brushed that all the way around, and then used a bit of a rag to wipe off the excess. Another way to stain this is to mix a little bit of brown acrylic paint, about half and half, with some water to create what we call a faux wood stain. And I've done that on a number of crafts before. I'll be sure to link them, and that works out really well if you don't have a brown wax. Now it's time to bring back the canvas, and we're going to dress it up a bit and give it a bit of texture. I just took some white tissue paper. This is that type that you use to wrap gifts, and crinkled it up to create all this wrinkled texture. I coated the canvas with some Mod Podge, spread that out in a nice even coat, and then placed the crinkled up tissue right on top, pressing it down, but not too much because I did want to still keep some of that wrinkly effect. We could have left the white tissue as it was, but I decided to mix up a little bit of light purple paint to coordinate with the lavender that we're going to be adding to the craft. I dry brushed that over the surface of the tissue paper that's mounted onto the canvas. So you can see I didn't do full force of the paint, just enough to give a little bit of, it kind of accentuates that wrinkled texture and adds a bit of color. Once we were happy with that backdrop, I remounted the canvas onto the frame with my hot glue gun. So I put a generous amount of glue all the way around and then pressed that right down onto my canvas surface. I used some sharp scissors and trimmed away the excess all the way around to give it a nice clean finish. So this here is what's known as the reverse canvas method, because you're really flipping the canvas around and using the frame and the canvas in a different way. So now back to that bottle cap. I glued that onto the center of my new framed canvas and then added on a little bunch of lavender. This is dried lavender from my mom's garden that I had picked a couple seasons before, and I have this still stored in just a box in my home. So whenever I do a lavender craft, I pull some out, and I just bundled a little cluster together, trimmed it, and then glued that right into that bottle cap. And of course, this farmhouse inspired craft needed a bit of a burlap bow with some lace. So I think I found this ribbon at the Dollar Tree as well, or maybe the Dollarama, I can't remember. But anyways, I created a simple bow and then added on this lovely pearl and diamond jewel that came from Amazon, and finally just filled it in with a little bit more of the lavender to make it look a tad fuller. But that's it. That's our beautiful reverse canvas lavender sign with some Dollar Tree materials. I think this makes a great gift for a teacher, as a hostess gift. I hope you enjoyed this craft and that you'll like and subscribe for more simple DIY ideas. Happy crafting!